Well, hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, and it's not coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico. As a matter of fact, I think this is day 19 of lockdown here at our house in the United States, but it is going to cover the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet down in La Paz, and this is going to cover last week's fishing from March 30th until April 6th, 2020. Wherever you are, really hope you're doing well, stay together, hang in there. We're going to get through this, okay? Anyway, please subscribe. Thank you for checking in. And let's talk about a couple things. One of them is probably fishing. But first, if I look kind of weird, you know what's coming really handy? You know you can't get any face masks right now, right? Our fishing gaiters work really well. Check this out. And that's what I've got on. I look like I'm going to rob the Wells Fargo stage, but you know, for going out or being in contact with people, these things are working pretty well. So if you got your fishing gaiters, use them, you know, better than nothing, right? Anyway, talking about fishing, you know, here's a strange thing is on the good side, the fish are biting. And, you know, we've got a lot of friends that are in the industry, fishing industry, hunting industry. They've got lodges in Canada, Alaska, Washington, Oregon. It's funny what Mother Nature does when nobody's around, because with less human traffic, less people on the water, less people tramping around through the woods, wherever they may be, everybody's talking about how the wildlife has come back. They're seeing wildlife that they haven't seen in years without people running through the woods, running through the mountains. And the same thing's happening in La Paz. There's almost nobody on the water. The photos that you see on my fishing report, or that you're going to see in this video for this week, those are fish that are either caught before the lockdown, or for the most part, they're caught by friends who have private boats out there, or they live there, or you know, they've got a captain that they fish with all the time, and they're the ones who are going out, and they're catching fish. You know, the pargo have shown up, and we haven't seen the pargo in about a year and a half, but this is the time when those big mullet snapper, those giant mullet snappers start coming up into the shallows, and they spawn, and these are tough fish. I mean, I used to teach the fishing schools for the pargo and cabrilla at the old Hotel Las Arenas. Some of you remember that way back. And I used to tell the clients, if you get 3 fish for every 10 you hook up, you're in good shape, because these are like giant koi on steroids, and they just wolf down your bait, and they're in shallows. They take you into the rocks. They got really sharp gill plates. They got teeth, and they bust you off. The couple of pictures that you might see in this fishing report, I'll tell you what, they got 1 fish for every 10 they hooked up. So they're tough fish, and they've shown up. Jack Crevella there, all the bonito you want. There's some tuna out there as well. Dorado up to about 30, 40 pounds, if you can believe that, are already here, and it's only April. So there's some spots of warm water. There's also some cabrilla hitting as well. Snapper are hitting. Sierra are hitting. The yellowtail are still there in these shallow spots. There's some 20, 30, 40, 50-pound yellowtail they're hitting, along with the big amberjack. But again, almost nobody's out there, so it's really hard to get you a complete report without a lot of folks out there. But the folks that are going out there, and I'm saying they're my captains, their families, friends that we have that live out there, have their own boats, are the ones that are able to go out fishing. They're the ones who are sending, thank you very much for sending me the photo, so that's what they're catching right now. I will tell you that it's a ghost town right now in La Paz. Things are changing rapidly, as they probably are in your neck of the woods. You know, anything you hear right now, and I'm probably going to call this Jonathan's couch time from now on, because I am sitting in our office here in our U.S. house, and I'm sitting on the couch in my office that looks like hell right now. But, you know, it's pretty much a ghost town right now. Folks are still writing me going, hey, you know, can we go down? What do you think about if we can find a flight? Should we go down? Prices are cheap. Rooms seem like they're available. There's nobody on the water. The fish are biting, blah, blah, blah. Listen, let me tell you, it's a ghost town down there. Mexico had sort of a soft quarantine a couple of weeks ago. Schools shut down, a lot of offices shut down, a lot of businesses shut down. Pretty much a lot of those on their own. Well, a lot of the folks in Mexico took that to mean it's vacation time. So thousands of them headed to the beach. Well, that's not exactly social distancing. So what a lot of them did is they went out and partied on the Malecon at night. They were all out, even though during the daytime it was kind of sparse. The Malecon, which is our boardwalk right there on the front on the seaside there in La Paz, is usually filled with people. Well, it pretty much diminished during the daytime, but at night they were all coming out. So here's what happened is the local municipio, the local government shut down all the beaches. They shut down the Malecon except for essential traffic, folks going to work. And then the whole nation, here's what happened just a couple days ago. Now, everything I tell you might be changed by the time you're watching this, but Mexico as a nation has shut down all stores, all beaches, all public areas. They've shut down all the ports to all boat traffic unless it's essential commercial traffic. All of the hotels are closed beginning April 5th, and it's supposed to last till April 30th, and they say they're going to open. A lot of people are optimistic that this thing's going to pass by April 30th. Everything's going to open up and life's going to return back to normal. But for a lot of you folks that have been involved in this for a while, who've been under the coronavirus lockdowns, know that it's probably not going to change in 3 weeks. So everything's shut down. If you're going to go down, if you can even find a flight, airports are open if you can find a flight, but a lot of airlines have shut down, have canceled flights. So getting down is going to be one thing. Getting back is going to be another thing. In fact, the U.S. State Department has said, listen, everybody who's down there, get your butts back home because there's no guarantee you're going to be able to get home. Be prepared to stay indefinitely. Underscore the indefinitely. If you don't come home now, there may not be a way for you to get home. And I'm not sure you want to be in a foreign country, whether it's Mexico, whether it's anywhere in the world. I'm not sure you want to be there if you need medical attention. It's better to be home, better to be around loved ones, etc., etc. Other things that are going on. If you go down, not only are the hotels, restaurants, bars all closed, but they're starting to close some of the stores as well. A couple of cities, including Cabo San Lucas, and it seems like every day there are more and more cities doing this. They're banning all alcohol sales. There's no place for them to sell them. Nobody's out anyway, so a lot of the breweries are shutting down. Corona Modelo is shutting down a number of their breweries. Some of them are converting, fortunately, to manufacturing antibacterial gel. But check this. Panic buying has already started in Mexico. And it's not toilet paper. There's panic buying going on for beer. That's right, not toilet paper. People are stocking up at Walmart, Sam's Club, all the stores. They're stocking up on beer, not toilet paper, because the breweries are shutting down, and a lot of places are banning all alcohol sales. And in some cases, they're banning alcohol drinking. Now, the reason for that, I know it seems kind of weird, but domestic violence, even in some of the areas around the world where people are quarantined already, domestic violence has been on the rise. Mexico, I think, rightly is thinking that with a lot of people shut in a small area, drinking alcohol, it's probably not a good mix. So some of those areas, some of the areas are shutting down alcohol sales. Other than that, unfortunately, we also, sadly, and heartbreaking to us, we had to close down our Tailhunter restaurant right there on the Malecon in La Paz. It was a difficult decision, especially because we've got a lot of employees that have been with us a long time. We agonized over it for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It was a complicated thing to do because there's a lot of legalities, had to get the accountants as well as the lawyers involved in it. But the thing about it is if we're closed down because of coronavirus, we are not allowed to fire anybody. But if we close down permanently, we are required to give everyone a severance pay. It's called finiquito. So we thought this would be best. And what we did is we're closed down permanently until further notice. I think if things turn around and we get back into it, our focus is going to be on our fishing business and getting that up. And all of the families that we have involved, our drivers, our captains, our managers, we need to get that going. So we're not sure we'll be able to open the Tailhunter restaurant again. And it's been a grand time for the last 13 years. But by closing down, this is what's going to happen is we are able to give all of our employees, especially our long-term employees, 3 months severance pay. They got generous bonuses. They got their pay. We're able to keep them on health insurance so they can go home. They can take care of their families. They don't have to worry about finding a job. And jobs are non-existent right now. Everything's closed down. But this way they can go home, take care of themselves. They've got some money in their pockets. They can pay a couple months of rent. They've got food on the table. And we figured that was just, in the long run, the best thing to do right now, because this thing is not going to be done by April 30th. So unfortunately, thank you everyone who's written in, everyone who's shown their support, everyone who's shown all the love. We're very touched by it, but our Tailhunter restaurant for now is closed down permanently. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for our Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report. I'll keep doing them as long as I can, as long as there's something to tell you about. I'm not sure that there'll be much fishing going on, but as long as there's something going on, I'll keep doing these. And I'm probably going to, like I say, call it our couch time. Like you, we're staying in. I've got my Yeti mug with coffee. I've got the TV on. We're watching Tiger King like everyone else on Netflix. I saw even O.J. Simpson got on yesterday, and he has officially come out, and he says that he is convinced that Carol Barkin has killed her husband. OJ Simpson weighed in. Check that out. Anyway, Jill's cooking. We're cleaning the garage. I'm trying to work out. We're building puzzles. We're doing all the things that you're doing as well, but just trying to stay away from everybody. And don't forget, your fishing gaiters work really good in place of face mask. In the meantime, God bless. Thank you for checking in. Please subscribe. You take care of yourselves, and we'll be back as soon as we can.